Greetings. Just as I go to talk, of course, there it is. Reconnect screen. Greetings and salutations. How the hell are you? I hope everything goes my way soon. You know, guys, people get sad on this earth. I don't think there's a person that exists that hasn't been sad before. I feel lonely. It's very dismal. You know, when I was a kid, guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't know if this is still being practiced to this day, but let me tell you something. When kids, little boys, little girls, it doesn't matter. When people are kids and they cry, some kids are crybabies. I was a crybaby. God, my emotions came very early, and they were huge. They were very, very, very powerful. And as a little boy, every time they came, I would cry. Instead of being taught how to emotionally regulate myself and understand my emotions, a lot of the time there was someone there, and I'm not going to name drop people here, but they know they know who they are. They would tell me to knock it off. They would tell me to stop. Let me tell you something. Don't ever tell little kids to stop crying unless you plan to teach them how about their emotions and how to deal with them. Because to this day, when I really feel like if I could just cry my damn head off, I would feel better. I gotta sit here with it. I think that men are in general, in a lot of places, I can't speak for everywhere, but I think that a lot of men, they got, I think that a lot of men got discouraged from crying. And a lot of men got it turned off young. I feel sad, feel lonely, feel dismal. I You ever loved somebody enough that so much that you just fell apart? To watch him go. I do. And before the peanut gallery chimes in, oh, there's other fish in the sea. Oh, you'll feel better. Oh, you'll get back in it. You get back on your feet, you'll find another one. Shut up. Just shut up, because that is never helpful advice when somebody hurts, to say things like that to them. That makes it worse. First off, I would never find another one like her. All the world, there's no... people are not replaceable. How can we expect corporations to treat people like they are not disposable? How can we expect governments not to do that if we look at people when they genuinely love someone and tell them such bullshit advice? It just seemed like we were right there. We were right at that. We were right at the finish line where we could have finally been together. It's the distance. It's the distance. Long distance relationships, they usually don't work out. Because I'm going to tell you guys something. There's something about people when we love another person in that way, and we can't see them, we can't have access to them, we can't be with them physically like we're intended to be, beyond a computer screen, beyond snail mail, beyond any of that. It's withdrawal. It's just like what someone who has a drug addiction experiences, except another person. And it leads to fighting, and it leads to pettiness, because it causes resentment in the heart. You can love someone and you can resent someone at the same time. They are not mutually exclusive feelings. And I just feel like we were right there. We were so close to being able to build a life together and work on our differences together. And when we had all the time in the world, finally, to show each other, hey, we're not who we resent. We're not any of that. Because we had a chance to be with each other beyond a screen. We had a chance to be together in real life. First woman I loved in 20 years of my life. And people are saying, well, you were with Dana for 20 years. Well, the truth is, guys, when you realize you've been just going through motions from the beginning, you have to make a decision. You can embrace the truth, or you can become a liar. Or you can keep going through the motions and just every day of your life hope it stops. Day of your life, hope that the feeling that you woke up and realized the truth, it just goes away. It stops being true or something. People people get out of a relationship where every bit of their being wanted that other person in all ways. Their heart is completely on fire. They want them out of all the people in the world. And it doesn't work out for some reason. And then they go and settle. That is what that is. Oh, the mind will have us convincing ourselves of all kinds of horse shit. our mind to kick on and say, well, that was lust, that was passion, that was something else. And then you look at those people, they don't even hold hands with their spouses, the ones they settled with. They don't hug each other all the time. They don't hold each other. They don't tell each other they love one another every day. They don't miss the person. Oh, they said, oh, this is the right relationship because it's boring. It's supposed to be stable. Ooh, that's called settling. That is settling. I'm sad because we were at the finish line. I set the world on fire. I talk a lot about God. I love God. I sure do. I love Jesus. I love Elijah. I love all of them. Let me tell you something. God has a plan that none of us ever know. And the funny thing is, it seems to be only after the fact that we participated in it do we look back, and where we stand do we realize God was there working in ways we couldn't even fathom. And I know He's here, down on the first floor of this hotel I'm in this casino in Reno, Nevada. The songs were syncing with everything I was feeling, and I wasn't even paying attention to the radio. I was thinking about her. All these things. So I sat there with my sadness, sat there with my loneliness and my dismality. And the Bee Gees song came on, More Than a Woman. Then another song, I had to stop paying attention. I had to stop paying attention because the songs just kept on syncing up with how I was feeling. All the feelings you get to feel. And I think to myself, I was like, trying to make sense of everything. There was a feeling of unfairness, about how unfair it was that somebody that both of us were deeply in love with each other. Both of us loved each other. Not in that fake settlement way. Not that fake stable and secure way. Ooh, thou detest thee. But a real way. Our flaws got in the way. My flaws got in the way. And all the great lessons Jesus taught to me and had to share with not just me but everyone, one that I didn't seem to get. Like to think I was working on it. One that would have helped the most at that moment. Turning the other cheek. I had just turned the other cheek. Instead of wanting to be right over a petty pissing match. Let my ego dominate me. If I had just turned the other cheek, she wouldn't be gone. God, how I love that woman. God, how I would do anything for that woman. God's got his own plan. I don't know a damn thing about what happens tomorrow and what tomorrow brings, what God sends with it to bring. All I know is God put the most beautiful, feminine, and wonderful woman in this world in front of me. And I set the whole world on fire. Just for a chance to be with her. I couldn't lie to myself and shrug it away and say, well, it was an infatuation, it was limerence, it was a spiritual idea that got out of hand. You tell that to my heart, that's where it's real at. Can't make your heart feel what it won't feel. You can't make it stop feeling what it wants to feel. I'm not worried about my physical needs. I'm not worried about all of those things. It's the emotional ones. Those are the ones that despite my greatest efforts, I just cannot meet on my own. Oh, how I'd love to just sit in front of this camera till the sun went out and say I love you and I love you. Just over and over again, how I would love to just do that. But eventually they would throw me out of this hotel room. Oh, God. And when you laugh, when you're sad, it's like getting punched in the stomach really hard. You know that? I can't lie to myself and turn her into some monster so I can get over it. Because that's not how I feel, and that's not what I think of her. So you'll get over it, and you'll find another one. I'll never find another Carmen. Put money on it. Truth is, guys, whether we want to acknowledge it or bury it inside of ourselves, once we've had that person that leaves that impression of, oh, that's the most incredible person I've ever been with, in all ways. To truly feel that way again, you either going to have to get amnesia or you're going to have to meet somebody even better than that last one. And I'm going to tell you right now, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck I meet somebody even better than that, unless God opens that human-making factory and engineering room back up and he makes one just manifest out of the desert sands. Good fucking luck. Don't lie to yourself. You get out of a relationship, person goes away, you remember those feelings you felt. Don't dismiss them. Don't hide them. Don't bullcrap yourself. Anybody who doesn't make you feel that way or even more, your heart ain't in it. And if your heart ain't in it, then there ain't no love in it. Don't bullshit yourself. Don't do it. You're better than that. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the sentiment of your question, Justin. I am sad. I am lonely. I am experiencing dismality and being dismal. But this too shall pass. I really didn't want to say that because I want to feel that way. It's the only way you stop feeling that way is to feel it. I don't know if it's a breakup. We went back and forth doing that. You get impressions with how you see other people. I don't know. I don't know if it's a breakup. I don't know. Did this thing all the time. I just time it just feels different. And my heart isn't broken. Don't make any mistake. And I know it's not because when I listen to music still, I still feel energy surging. And it comes from the heart when it does that. If the heart was broken, it wouldn't be doing that. I'm in Reno, and I just, part of me wonders, did she think about me, or did she just slam the door on me as hard as she could and just forgot me completely? I mean, that's on her if she did. That's her choice if she chose to. But I absolutely adore that woman. I love that woman unlike any other woman. 20 years, the first woman I have loved. In 20 years, that is the first woman I have loved, not the first woman I have ever loved. But in 20 years, that is the first one. I have to go look at cars tomorrow because my rental car goes back on Tuesday, so I have to go get a car ready. I got one lined up. As long as it runs pretty well, that's the whole thing right there. Problem is, I got here on a weekend. It seems to be events always happen in my life on a Friday when you need things to be open. And you can't get to the bank, right? I can't get to the bank to get thousands of dollars out through an ATM on the weekend. So I had to wait. Car goes back noon on Tuesday. Try to get back early. I appreciate your sentiment. Please go watch the whole video before commenting. Appreciate your participation, Justin. I do. But it's funny because I made the point at the beginning of the video, when you say things like that when someone hurts, it doesn't make it better. It makes them hurt even more. Not meaning to call you out or anything. I'm just saying I ain't in the greatest of place to hear it'll get better, which is what that statement really means. That's like walking up to somebody who just lost their legs or something and saying it gets better. It's just, I don't like it. There ain't another one like her. And I know everybody says that, but I understand that. I understand. Okay? Thank you for your sentiment. But when I tell you there ain't another one like her, you better believe it. Because there ain't. That's the only one. 3 days. Things beyond my control got in the way of my house selling and getting me my money in my hand. Sat patiently and patiently and patiently. Finally got the money. Okay, thank you. All right. Don't argue back. Thanks. Good grief. Can I not feel bad to the world out there? If everybody wants to walk around and be toxically positive and smiling their ass off all day, go ahead. We don't do that here. We don't bullshit ourselves. We embrace how we feel. Good grief. If I want to experience sadness and let my heart bleed it out, I can. If I want to make a spectacle about it, I will. Don't argue back. Good grief. I told you thank you. Funny, that was all you had to do. You did what you did. Thank you for the sentiment. I'm in the middle of a freaking live stream here. I do not feel great right now. And I've got every time I was upset as a kid, I was told, get over it. I was told everything in this world but how to deal with it. Yeah, it is everyone's responsibility to ultimately heal themselves. Unfortunately, the world can beat the shit out of you inside. It can drag you through the mud, but it never has to fix it. You have to fix it. I have to fix it. Think back if I could have just had somebody there who, instead of just looking at you got to learn to control your anger, they showed me how. If I would have had someone as a child that every time I felt an extreme emotion, instead of saying you got to learn to control it, they helped me and showed me and taught me. And they took some damn interest in me as a damn child. And yeah, I'm a grown-ass man, 36 years old, but you know what? That just shows you something, don't it? It don't stop until you stop it. That's the way it goes, though, you know. I don't really have anything else to say. Well, I do appreciate your concern, and I appreciate it, okay? I appreciate it. Really all I have to say. I can't sit here at this screen and keep talking about I miss her, this and that and this. As I said it. What else am I going to do? Have hours of rumination about I love that woman, I miss that woman, I wish things could be different. Why would I do anything like that? It might be better if my brain just blows a fucking gasket. You imagine that? It just gets so fed up that it goes on strike. And it doesn't kill me, it doesn't give me a stroke, it doesn't do any of that. Just, there's like nonstop, manically joyful emotion. Isn't that fantastic? Frustrating. Frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. I don't want to figure out what went wrong. I don't want to spend countless hours trying to say what went wrong. I don't want to do that. I just wish that I could have been better. Wish that I could have done better. I wish that I could have turned the other cheek. I don't know what God's plans are, but I was willing to set the whole world on fire for her. Because I wanted to be with her more than anything on this earth. That's how much she meant to me and how much she means to me. And I don't want to just forget her. I don't want to just say let her go. Not let her have her freedom and space. Okay, let her go in that way. But I don't want to let her go inside. Part of me, thinks that I kind of feel like I kind of feel I kind of feel like is this not what a lot of women would have wanted a man to do? Look, I don't it's just like is this is is this not what a lot of women like want? Doesn't matter what a lot of women want though. And what I don't know. I don't want to say it ain't what she wanted. I don't know what she wants. God, if I knew, I'd give it to her. I'd give it to her tomorrow. They don't know. You hear things like vibration and frequency. You line up with all kinds of things that are in your frequency and vibration, and that's ultimately produced by what's in your heart, because the heart produces it outward. When you hear that, think about all the work I did, and now I'm sitting here feeling bad and shit. And it's like, bro, a lot happened. Okay, a book's worth happened in the course of 6 months. Okay, this thing called twin flames. Okay, it's a spiritual concept, and a lot happened over the course of 6 months. This twin flame thing, one day you, to put it simply, you wake up and you meet this person, and there's a feeling with it. And it's not just love, it's not just attraction. It's like you know this person on this really, really, you have to experience it to know what I'm talking about. And then this person, they're literally just like you, like a copy of you, walking around, acting just like you, talking just like you, saying the same things as you. All these things, like a mirror image. And what happens is you trigger the fuck out of each other. You trigger the fuck out of one another. And during this triggering is you stop looking at them as the problem. You stop looking around you as the problem. And you start looking inside at, why does that bother me? Why am I triggered? Other people aren't bothered by that. Why am I? And you find the answers inside. And then when you resolve them or you become aware of them, because a lot of them are like repressed memories and things, and they're hiding. They get triggered by seeing this other person when you understand what I just said, and then you can heal it. You heal it by being aware of it, and then it processes and is resolved, and thus you heal. Because the things that were being driven by that, sometimes instantly, sometimes over the course of a few days, maybe longer, it stops. The behavior stops that causes it. All the kinds of things start changing because the inside changed. And everything outside of you, not just your twin, it's like a mirror. When you look in that mirror, what you see makes you feel a certain way. So if I look at a lamp in the other side of the room, and maybe like one time whenever I was a kid, someone hit me with that lamp, right? When I looked at that, I might have forgotten that happened. It might be repressed in there. But every time I look at that lamp, I might feel a feeling. Uneasy, aggravated, angry. And then all of a sudden, when I realize that's a mirror, I can meditate on it and memory comes and thoughts come. And you're like, holy crap, I got smacked around by a lamp whenever I was a kid. No wonder that thing makes me mad. It hit me. Somebody hit me with it. That's the idea. Now, there's a lot of things like mirror souls and things. I just gave you the entire outline of why it matters. Everything else really is like folklore and fantasy. It's as real as you believe it is. All kinds of things happened, and I during this course of this dynamic, there are cycles, and I'm not going to break down every one of them. I'm going to give you the okay. So you got like a runner and a chaser dynamic. Now, modern psychology can see this as like an anxiously attached person and a fearful avoidant person. Basically, when things hop up, one person chases, the other person runs. And supposedly, the way you get the runner to stop running is you stop chasing. You focus on yourself, and eventually they start to chase you because things in their life start to go wrong and they start to have feelings, and that's how it works spiritually, and it is a very real phenomenon. I have lived it for 6 months, and it is absolutely like that. I give you my word. But and just to drive this home, the reason that it 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 makes me sad is because how she's run now. I didn't realize all these years I wasn't avoidant. I would crash out. I would speak my mind. I would stand my ground. But ultimately, I would walk away from the situation after the battle. That was avoidance. It wasn't fearful avoidance, but it was avoidance. And when I'd walk away from a person, oh, they might as well have been dead because they were to me. And for 2 decades, I lived my life like that. Bullshitting myself that, oh, I've got the moral high ground. They're immoral people. They're this and that and that and this. And I will never give evil the time of day. Well, I discovered something. the things that I thought were evil out there, they were in me the entire time. And they were being triggered from out there. And I know this because I started to do the things, the meditation, the breath work, the thing. And I saw memories and I said, that's why. That's why. And the behavior would stop. And we're back. Sorry, I got disconnected. I had to fix it. Got a hot spot on my dual wielding here. But I discovered that was how you heal emotional problems. And the thing is, you can't doubt. All right? You have to believe it. You have to believe it, or it doesn't work for some reason. When you start to say things like, oh, that one will never come to me, that one won't, that had to have happened a long time ago, I'm not going to remember. That makes it hard for it to come forward so you can see it and heal it. You have to believe that what's in here will come to your attention. And when you grasp the idea of the mirror, because it will. And so when you go through twin flames, you do these separation and reunion phases. Now, in twin flames, and I'm sure some other New Age spirituality concepts that I'm not even familiar with, in twin flames, even though it's a really ancient idea, Plato came up with it originally. That's how old it is. He's older than Jesus, I believe. So, New Age, right? Ancient Greek philosophies. So you have an idea of divine masculine and divine feminine. Okay, well, what those actually are is your left hemisphere of your brain and your right hemisphere of your brain. And you got to balance those, and you'll have inner harmony and inner balance and inner union. Now, what makes them unbalanced? Traumas, emotional traumas, physical traumas can. Hardware problems. All kinds of genetics can even play a damn role. Imagine you practice something on Earth and you get good at it. Your ancestors have been practicing the genetic thing for a long, long time. And those genetics got good at remembering how to play it out over and over again. And so divine masculine and divine feminine are like that, both hemispheres of your brain. They both symbolize something. The divine masculine, or the left hemisphere of your brain, it's about rationality, logic. Step 1, step 2, step 3 equals finished project. Point A to point B equals you'll be at point C. Divine feminine is your right hemisphere of your brain. And you come up with your own names for these things. People do. That's how basically all spirituality and basically all religions institutionalized monopolies on God, which they can't have a monopoly on God any more than the ancient Jews could stick God behind a dirty curtain. But the idea is the right hemisphere is about creativity, intuition, compassion, things of that nature. And these get damaged along the way. Maybe when you were a kid, you were very imaginative, and maybe some adult got irritated at you and told you to knock it the fuck off. Trauma, scar, inside. You have to heal that to balance that one. Okay, so say maybe you were more you're more in your left hemisphere as a child, for an example, and this can happen as an adult. And you were really good at math, like 2 plus 2, all that stuff, and someone got jealous and they made fun of you or something, and they said nasty things to you because they were jealous of a natural talent you had that they sucked at. Their ego got involved, and it scarred that. Well, these are all things you got to heal, or you don't get no balance. And so, when you heal them and you balance them, some point, let me put it this way: when you're indecisive, there's a rebellion going on inside of you. It's the left and the right hemispheres trying to convince you what to do, and it's confusing as hell. That's why we get indecisive. We say, what kind of car do we need to buy? There's all these choices. Well, the left side is practical. The left side is going, we need something good on gas. A 4-cylinder car will be good on gas. We need something that's easy maintenance, no timing belts. Get a timing chain car. And then you go there. But the right side, it wants an adventure. The right side wants to be creative about it. It says, fuck that. Get the Scat Pack. Get the Hellcat. Get the brand new Challenger. Don't listen to the left side. Listen to me. Go out there, spend all that money that you just got for your house, and buy that brand new Challenger. Don't worry. You can sleep in the back seat. That's the right side. It's coming up with an adventure, and it doesn't make logical sense because the right side doesn't have that. So you have to bring them together. And this is part of the spiritual transformation. Elisha called fire down from heaven. Call fire down from heaven onto yourself from deep within yourself. And, you know, I always had a hard time venting out what was on my mind. Because every time I did, it would hurt people's feelings. It would make people cry. It would scar people. It hurt people whenever I'd open my mouth and vent what was on my mind. It just come naturally. And it's still there. And all I can do is be aware of it, because some of it's genetics. And there's a gentleman out there that claims he knows how to turn genetics off. Turn on whatever genetic you want. I don't know if that's true. I got enough on my plate trying to fuck around with genes. All right? If I learn how to do that, I learn how to do it. Right now, I got what I got to work with. And basically about the feminine and the masculine, the left and the right, is that for whatever reason you meet someone in real life who is just like that, that's your twin. They manifest in real time. When you're like really wealthy and rich, it becomes like a romantic fairy tale, spiritual fairy tale. Oh, you got together and everything. But when you're kind of just like, I know how to thrive here, but I'm not wealthy. When you broke, but you don't lack, but you broke, it becomes like a trip to the principal's office. God has decided that spiritually you and this other person are causing some kind of a fuss. And he calls you in his office. And he calls you both at the same time. And then he just lets you sit there until you both start triggering each other repeatedly. And then what happens is it's not the fairy tale Prince Charming and the princess and Prince Charming and Sleeping Beauty happening. No, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit that you get to go through. Then you fall in love with the person, then you keep hurting each other. You're both supposed to heal this. You're both supposed to heal yourselves so you can be better off ultimately. But I tell you this, all the spiritual growth in the world, I don't give a damn if I could move an object with my hand without touching it. I don't give a damn if I could turn water to wine. I don't give a damn if I could walk on the air or the water. I don't give a damn if I could raise the water up and it split in half. I don't give a damn if I could touch a rock and it became gold. I don't care about none of that. 'Cause none of that compares to how she made me feel. People say, well, that's inside of you, this and that. Life's too short for this bullshit. I just want to be happy with the woman. Supposedly, when you heal all this stuff, you no longer even find them interesting because something about relationship dynamics that I don't exactly understand. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna be remembering like the relationship that we had together for my entire life. And I'm not a liar. How am I gonna look at somebody and say, "Hey, let's be in a relationship"? Hey, I gotta go. Okay, wish me luck. Bye. See